Okay, last one for the day. Rozenstruik versus Alexander Volkov. Who wins? Great question, because it could go a couple of ways, honestly. Um, Personally, I think I'm taking Rozenstruik, because he's got that X factor, he's got that power. I've seen him knock out Overeem, and I've seen Volkov knock out Overeem too. And Volkov had a much handier and better time with it, but MMA math, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, Volkov has power, and Volkov has finishing abilities that he doesn't use. He stacks the volume up, and he'll do damage over a course of time until you break. Whether you break in the first round, or the fourth round, or you don't. It will be his strategy. He's not going to look out there for a big double overhand right, like Jairzinho will, sometimes. And with Jairzinho, I think it's really important for him to win this fight, because if he wants to stay in the upper echelon, the top 5, the top 10 portion of the division, he needs to show that he's able to beat Volkov. And the same goes for Volkov, really, too. Volkov, he lost to Surreal in a pretty close fight, a lot closer than people give it credit for. And he lost to Tom Aspinall pretty handedly. And not to roast, but it was. And it was in Tom Aspinall's hometown. It was a bit of an ask for Volkov to go all the way out to England and all that, so you can't put too much stock into it. But he's the heavyweight with the best takedown defense, and he got taken down by Volkov pretty easily. And he was able to be taken down because Tom Aspinall mixes it up really well. It's not a matter of something necessarily that Volkov did wrong, but more that Tom Aspinall just did so many things right. Regardless, it's just something about Volkov in this fight makes me think that he's a little unconfident. He lost a technical battle with Surreal Gan. He lost a clinic of striking and wrestling plus grappling against Tom Aspinall. So you sort of think that he's going to lose a brawl against Jairzinho. And he could come out and show that, pop the jab out, put the 1-2 out there, let him know, hey, this isn't going to be a brawl. It's going to be a stand-up technical fight, and I'm the better stand-up technical fighter, so I'm going to do that. But with Jairzinho, I think he realizes that. Listen, I've been out here fighting, I've been out here winning, I've also been out here losing, but I've been losing to some pretty good guys. You know what, I wouldn't mind having some rematches with him at some point. And he's, as much as power is always a thing to be in the heavyweight division, he does have really good power. And I just think, and I was going to say, I just think that he'll be able to connect, and I'm not predicting an early finish, but I'm not necessarily predicting a late finish either. That being said, the weigh-ins were today, Friday. God damn, Volkov is so big. He is so much bigger and so much taller and so much wider than I always think he is. I'm always like, okay, Jairzinho is probably just a little bit shorter than, I know Volkov's bigger, but probably not that much bigger. He's tall. He's big. He's like a head taller than Jairzinho, at least. It's a little nerve-wracking. That's why I'm not as bullish on my prediction as I might otherwise be. Because if you're that tall and you're that long, you can force a technical fight. And I may be talking myself into picking Drago here, but I'm going to stick with Jairzinho, because Jairzinho had that bad fight against Surreal, where he tried to kickbox and be technical with him, and tried to counter him, and Surreal tried to counter him, and just stuck him with a jab. Bad, boring, technical fight, though. Was it the most exciting fight? No, but it showed a lot about both guys. And I think, hopefully, Jairzinho realizes that, listen, if that starts to happen, I cannot be playing this game. I cannot be trying to be technical and trying to, work a setup. He's got to blitz, take 2 to give 1, because if he takes 2 to give 1, that is honestly a better trade for him. Possibly, maybe, depending on how it goes up to that. But I think that's the mindset he's got to have. Push him up against the fence, make him circle out, hit him with a hook on the way out, like he did to Sakai. Like he sort of did with Overeem. He pushed him back into the fence and then launched the overhand right, split the lip open. He's got to push forward, be aggressive, be willing to shell up, takes him on the shield, takes him on the arm, takes him on the head to land a big smacker. And I think that's his path to victory, and I think he's going to do it, because if it starts like that, then it starts like that, and ends like that, great. But if it starts to be a little bit technical, a little bit kickboxing, I think at some point he's going to realize he's losing, and he will lose if he plays that game, and he'll just go for broke. And he'll continue to go for broke until he gets it, or Volkov gets it on him, and if it comes down to that, I think Jairzinho will get it.